Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Happy and blessed Thursday. Welcome to Build Your Best Life Thursday Live with Coach Deborah. I'm excited to have you here as always. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have recovered from last week, all of that eating and traveling and having fun with family and friends. It was such a wonderful time, a huge time of gratefulness. And as you know, our topic for this month has been reach out for gratefulness. And so today is our last day of November. I cannot believe December is tomorrow, but it is here. So I am ready to get started with our final topic for reaching out for gratefulness. But before I do that, I want to take this opportunity again to thank you so much for your support, for tuning in, for sharing, making comments. We greatly appreciate it. So please continue to like, comment, and share as you watch. Now, so as I stated, this month has been all about gratitude. And I was thinking, gratitude, being thankful, thanking others, letting others know how much we appreciate them and all of that. And what came to mind was unconditional love. Unconditional love, because when you have unconditional love, you're just open to doing those things that make others feel appreciated and loved. And they may do likewise, or someone else may do that. So I thought today I would talk about just that, unconditional love. And now one thing, when you say unconditional love, simply put, I think about love with no strings attached. It's just pure love. I love you for who you are. I love you with your personality. I love you with any flaws you may have. I love you where you are. And there's nothing attached to that. I don't expect anything from you. I just love you. You, just thinking about you puts a smile on my face, whether that be my husband, one of my grandchildren, one of my children, a friend, an associate, whomever, with that unconditional love. And then, I thought about, sometimes you get in a relationship with someone and you just, I just love them, but you won't ever say it, right? And you see this on TV all the time and you hear people talk about it, but you never say it. And then as soon as they say, oh, I love you, and you go, oh, you do? I love you too. Okay, well, why are you trying to hold back? Because if you really truly love that person, there should be no strings attached. It should be unconditional. So you should be able to say it, whether they say it or not first. Why do they have to be first? But, it is what it is. More importantly to me, when I think about unconditional love, I think He hung his head and he died. Yes, over 2,000 years ago, Jesus sacrificed his life for our sins. John 3:16 tells us, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believed in him should perish but not have everlasting life." So God had unconditional love, and then when he sent his Son was here and he had unconditional love. And you say, well, how do you know Jesus had unconditional love? Just think about everybody that he came in contact with. I said, when you love someone, you don't worry about their flaws or whatever. You just love them, right? So let's just think about him for a minute. He loved people whether they were good or bad, right? And just think about it. He may have told them that they were doing something wrong, but he still loved them. He loved everybody. Everybody. He showed unconditional love. He loved those who were obedient. He loved those who were disobedient. How do I know? Because he came to earth to try to teach us and show us the right way, how to be obedient. So he knew, God knew when he sent him in the flesh that he was going to encounter disobedience and people who were sinning, but he was going to love them. And through that love, he tried to teach them and show them what God and being right and being obedient was all about. So that was unconditional love. He loved people that were obedient and he loved those who were not. He even loved those who were deniers. Yes. Remember? He loved Peter. He told Peter, "You're going to deny me 3 times before the crow shall crow." Right? And Peter didn't, denied it. No, I would never, ever do that. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. But Jesus knew that he would do it, but he loved him anyhow. Right? That's the unconditional love. And it all came to pass. He denied him not once, not twice, but 3 times. Right? So he still showed him unconditional love. Jesus loved backstabbers. How many of us can say that when we know someone has stabbed us in our backs, that we're going to love them anyway? But Jesus did. He knew that Judas had betrayed him and was plotting to hand him over. But he allowed him to sit around the table. He passed him that bread and that wine and let him be a part of that covenant. Unconditional love. Isn't that something to be grateful for? Unconditional love. He loved everybody. He loved people whether they were being a busy bee or whether they were sitting at his feet. Remember Mary and Martha? You had one zooming around the house, cleaning and cooking and trying to make everything just one perfect for Jesus, while the other one sat and listened to what he had to say. He didn't belittle one and praise the other. All he did was give some feedback when the one sister complained, right? He said, what is better is to sit there and listen and learn, because, that's why he came. But he loved them both. No strings, nothing attached, just unconditional love. Unconditional love. So that is something that we want to do. We want to be open to that. It's shown to us through God. And we should want to give it back to others, loving people unconditionally where they are, right? So as you think about this, give thanks to those who love you unconditionally. Are you always pleasant? Do you never lose your temper? Do you never snap? Do you never say a cross word? Are you perfect? Well, those people that have to put up with you wherever you are, they're giving you unconditional love. They love you despite of your flaws. So we should take time to thank them sometimes because they are being just open and loving. And this is not a male, female thing today. This is for everybody because everybody should want to be loved, and everyone should love. And when we are kind and show others love, the more love we can expect to receive. If it's given out, you receive it back, right? And that's in all areas of your life. So just think about that the next time you're not who you really are. You're out of source. You didn't get any rest. You don't feel well. And you may not respond to someone the way that you normally would. Be gracious enough to go back and say, hey, I love you. Because you always love me in spite of. You always show me conditional love. And I really, really appreciate that. Think about the ones that stand by you through thick and thin. There may be sometimes when you're going through something and people tend to try to have a conversation with you, reach out to you, say hello. You don't return phone calls. You don't return texts. They ask you, is something going on? And you continually say, no, but your actions say something different. Do they just say the heck with you? Or when you decide to come around, are they still there, still smiling, still loving you? That's unconditional love. And a lot of times we can get that from family members, but think about others. People that we work with, people that we interact with in different organizations, that we come into contact in different places, giving that unconditional love. And I know I'm talking softer today, but I'm just thinking, just soaking it all in, this unconditional love. It is just something to me that's amazing. That God loved us in spite of, and we have that same ability to love others in spite of, and others can love us in spite of. So no matter what we may do to offend someone, if they are a really true friend, and I'm not saying something really, really horrible, but I mean, sometimes we may say something that we don't know offends someone, and they take it a certain type way. And you just have to, like, oops, sorry about that, because sometimes we have a way of saying things and out of our mouths, and we don't think about what we're saying. And sometimes people have to call you out on it. It's funny. I was, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. I'm going to let that one go. But, also a part of being, giving out unconditional love is people seeing the best in you. Sometimes, like I say, we all have flaws. We all have days that we're not at 100, but people can see the best in you. It's sometimes if you sit and you hear someone saying something about you and you listen and it's like, oh, do people really think that way about me? I try to be nice to people, but I never know how people really take me because, in certain things that I do, I'm really like, because I'm a real stickler about time, being on time, having policies and procedures and following those policies and procedures. So I'm a real stickler with that. And I know everybody doesn't like that. So it's like sometimes I like think, oh, I probably get on their nerves, or they probably, can't, they only tolerate me. But then to hear them talk about me, and some of those things are things that people will say that they admire about me. So people do see the best in you. And that is that unconditional love, because it may be a trait that they don't have, they don't possess, they may wish they had it, they may not, but they appreciate it just the same, because, where I might not be a certain way, we know that somebody needs to keep us aligned in certain areas. So people can see the best in you. And it's good when you see someone and they may be introvert, and you can see all these gifts that they have and they're just sitting on them, but you kind of talk to them and get them to help you do this and that and pull those things out. And it's just amazing to see them flourish. But that's all a part of unconditional love, having that patience to work with others and to be there for them, to assist them, to help them to polish off their gifts so that they can be used. All a part of that unconditional love. What about those who step up? A lot of times we are lost, we're overwhelmed, we don't know how to do something. We just we may or may not ask for help. Sometimes people can see that. And then other times people will just step up. And to me, that is a part of unconditional love that is, it's just amazing the kindness that some people can show. That there's been some times in our children's ministry where we're kind of doing a little, what would you call it? Reorganization, I'll say. And, people, they know when they're assigned, but they just don't show up. And so it's like, oh my goodness, I can't leave to try to find helpers, but it's probably showing on my face like, oh my goodness, this one didn't show up, that one didn't show up, they didn't call, they didn't say anything. And then somebody will come up and say, oh, do you need help today? I'll help you. And they have a smile on their face and they're just glad to do it. And it's just unconditional love, stepping up. And those are people that you can always find and give gratitude for. Well, thank you so much. You're such a blessing. But it just, and I mean, this might sound like, I don't know, I'll say a filler maybe, but to me, it's a really big thing, unconditional love. And I guess if you go back and you think about it from the perspective of Jesus and his conditional love and how he gave it, you'll feel like I feel, but it's just something that really, really warms me and just gives me goosebumps. And another thing is those who say kind words, because like I said, some people can sit back and they admire what you do, they appreciate what you do, but they never say anything. They can see lots of things they like, but they never ever say anything. It was like Sunday, my goddaughter, she doesn't live in Jacksonville anymore. And she was home and she gave a message at the church. And when I say it was on time and amazing, now I could have just sat and not said anything because I was way in the back because I had a 4-month-old and a 3-year-old. But I made sure that I made my way up to the front where she was to let her know that that was an amazing word and she did an excellent job. Because people need to hear kind words. We often don't have a problem, giving out ugly words or words that aren't kind or words that aren't true. We'll just, give them out like it's nothing. But when it comes to those kind words, we want to kind of keep those to ourselves. But let people know when they do something good. Encourage people so that they can keep doing what they're doing, because you never know what it takes for a person to give. We always think that because someone speaks all the time or gets in front of a crowd all the time, that it's nothing for them. But you don't know how many people that speak often, their knees are shaking, they're sweating, they have a pounding in their hearts, because it's like people are listening to me. I want to give them relevant information. I don't want to tell them anything wrong. People are staring at me, how do I look, all types of things. So you never know if it's just imagine that someone gets up and they've been working on something, whether it's a sermon, to teach a class or anything like that, and they've been working on it for a while. They've put 120% into it. They get up, they present, they do the best that they can, and nobody says anything. Nobody. You don't know where that person is, and if that is something that can make them kind of back up from doing something. Even if it's their job and they're getting paid for it, still you want some type of feedback. If it's, oh, that was good, but we could hardly hear you. That will help them next time to speak up a little bit, right? So talk to people. Let people know how you feel about them while they can see and hear you. Oftentimes when you go to a funeral, they just have to take the mic from people. They have to say, okay, that's enough. The family's sitting there, they're already going through, and then everybody got something to say about this person. Some people want to get up there and just talk from A to Z. They give everybody 2 minutes or 3 minutes. You want to talk for 15. Don't wait till they're not here to hear you. Tell them now. Encourage people now. Tell people they're doing a good job now. Tell people that you appreciate them now. Tell people that you love them now. And then don't look for any strings, anything back. Do it because it's coming from here. It's unconditional. Unconditional. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Right? So that's kind of in a nutshell what I wanted to say about unconditional love as we close out this month and talking about gratitude. But again, and I've said this several times during this month, November is a time when lots of people give words of encouragement. They do give out gratitude. They help others. Make it a vow to be grateful and give gratitude year-round, 24/7. Don't let it just be a once a year, 1 month out of a year thing. Make it something that's consistent in your life, that you are intentional in showing others what they mean to you, how grateful you are for them, how grateful you are for him. Just show and tell people. And then show them and give them unconditional love as well. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a great month. The Grateful Conference was amazing. If you did not have an opportunity to view that live on the 13th through the 16th, please, please, please go back on YouTube and Facebook and check those 4 videos out. They were amazing. This, I think, was the best year that we had. This was the 4th year, and I know we started out with Thank You for Stepping Up with Miss Anita Cummings. Thank You for Seeing the Best in Me with Miss Jocelyn Charles. Thank You for the Kind Words by Minister Carol Crockett. And it's a great time to give thanks. I want to say it's a great time to give thanks from Pastor Herb Ford, and they were all just amazing. So please, 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 if you did not, go back and look at those videos. Well, like I said, tomorrow is December. We have a different theme and for December. But on Saturday morning, please join me for Saturday Morning Reel. And the topic is going to be how to have financial peace. So please join me at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Again, we thank you for all of your support, for coming on, looking at our broadcast, the content that we have. The platform, if you're new, it is a platform that has in mind to assist others in overcoming obstacles to build their best lives. It's a message that I desire to get out all around the world to assist young men as well as mothers with sons, because things happen in life, but you don't have to stay in one spot. Once something happens, you can overcome your obstacles and build your best life. And that's what it's all about. So I appreciate your prayers, you coming on here, viewing the content, for sharing, liking. Please, please, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube, Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith page, as well as my Build Your Best Life Facebook page. That is helpful to me. Please visit my website, which is www.buildyourbestlife.org, where you can view the services that I offer. I am a life coach, so I do consultations, coaching, speaking, webinar speaking, and I wrote a book, Build Your Best Life. And it is about your life, your actions, and your credibility, overcoming those obstacles and building your best life. Now is a great time to purchase this book, if not for yourself, as a gift, because it will help. It's a great helping tool. It's a gift that lasts forever because you can always refer to it. If you go on my website, you can order your get your autographed copy. If you prefer the Kindle version, you can go on Amazon.com to get that. As well, on the website, you can view our calendar of events to see what events are coming up soon. And every Monday at 10 a.m., a new blog comes out. So please check out our blogs. It's content that I think will benefit some of you on some Mondays, but I think it's great content and it is useful. You can, take it for what it's worth, share that as well, but it's out there for you. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope to see you Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for how to have financial peace. Excuse me. And again, thank you for coming on today, because you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to join us here on Build Your Best Life. Please remember that building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed, stay safe, and I will be looking for you on Saturday morning. Bye-bye.